Well, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, look who's back from hiatus.
Ooh, yeah.
Fresh and rosy and dandy. And now in Technicolor, if you watch on YouTube.
Yes, if you listen with your eyes through the medium of YouTube, we're now also in video as well as audio.
Yeah.
And what are we on? And what is this show called?
It's called the Eejits of the World!
Series 2, Episode 1, Mr. Glenn.
Serious as a heart attack.
You are Glenn Wool.
I am, and you are Andrew Maxwell.
And we are Eejits of the World.
And that's cleared a lot up for me. I wasn't sure about either of those things.
We're here, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never heard or seen the show before, we're here to celebrate the tomfoolery, skullduggery, and general shithousery of the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've been away for 2 months, and my oh my, how the fields have grown.
The crop is bountiful, Mr. Glenn.
It's almost too much.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
If our storehouse runneth over, then we shall give grain to the other peoples.
Yeah.
This week on Eejits of the World, we will be talking about
The Sycamore Gap tree fiasco.
We will be talking about Yevgeny Prigozhin. We hardly knew ye.
You're learning to fly.
We will be talking about local concerns of local people. Keep your lid on.
We will talk about the dangers of foraging for wild lettuce in Australia.
And finally, we will be talking about the Eejits of Spanish sporting bureaucracy. Oh, Luis, please learn.
Take a seat.
Well, and what a story I have to open.
Oh,
This show is, we take in the Eejits of the world, but we're starting right here where the show comes live from, the United Kingdom. Because when it goes tits up in the media here, when they grab hold of a story, you ain't seen nothing yet, baby.
Bum, 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 bum.
And the first story, ladies and gentlemen, of Eejits of the World Series 2, Episode 1, is none other than the Sycamore Gap.
And if you're listening to this and you love the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, sit down, because you're not ready to hear this.
Yeah, you need to be recumbent right now, my friends.
Yeah, and I don't mean sit down and drive. That could be just as dangerous.
What has happened, my friends, is apparently one of the most famous trees in the land.
Tree of the Year in 2016, Andrew. I mean, a little more than famous.
Award-winning tree, my friends. Famed all the world over from the classic Hollywood version of Robin Hood.
It's the tree Kevin Costner falls out of and loses his English accent.
And he worked so hard on it.
I know.
He watched Quadrophenia 3 times, once not stoned. Bang.
3 times on the plane over. And that was just a coincidence too. That wasn't any sort of work related ingenuity, no.
So this is a tree that's been around for hundreds of years.
300 years.
Very photogenic tree. I mean, I'm not, into trees in that way.
Yeah.
They don't give me the wood.
Stop being so naughty.
I know.
It's the double usage of not there if you're interested. If anybody, any of the arborists at home.
So what happens is, about a week ago, a mysterious individual, fells the tree.
We don't know who yet. There's suspects.
There is suspects. I can tell you the chief suspect. There's some of this, and the British. Before I go into the suspects, like I cannot emphasize to you, if you're not in the UK, how much the British media's gone absolutely fucking crazy about this story.
I think they've taken the temperature of the country
of the
and
nation.
have followed suit. I don't think they're not whipping anything up. People are absolutely destroyed by the felling of this tree.
Yeah, it's sort of like the deciduous Diana.
Oh.
I
wonder if Elton John's going to sing a song about the tree.
Anything to do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, this is how you know we don't pre-write this show, because I've got nothing now. Desperately try anything called palm tree rock. Nah, that doesn't work.
Rock a tree, tree, something tree,
and the trees had leaves on.
You got it. Now this is
that trees had leaves on. That's not too bad.
That's a good tree, but this is the level that it got to. There is the English Premier League, probably one of the most famous cultural exports from this country. Mm-hmm. The association game, football. Newcastle United are the nearest big club to where the tree once stood mightily for hundreds of years. And their manager, last weekend, Eddie Howe, on the leading football show on television, Match of the Day, was forced to give condolences to the tree. He had to discuss that the tree had fallen on the football show, not the gardening programme, not Autumn Watch, Glenn, the football show. And
if any of the trees families out there, we just want to pass our condolences on to your entire species.
If there's any acorns about to be snaffled by pigs right now. I don't even know what a sycamore gives off its branches. But yeah, and this is, again, an extra level of crazy, is Newcastle United has recently been purchased by the Saudi royal family.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Coincidence? I think not.
Nobody asked what kind of saw they used to chop it down. Was it a bone saw?
Mm-hmm. What kind? Yeah, I guess the tree. That's where they printed the newspaper story. It was on one of the tree's family, so even the tree had to go.
Yeah.
Nobody could say this about our royal family.
This is the level. This is just, all of it is just pure sweet English Eejitism.
Mm.
This the prime suspect so far is a man called Walter Renwick.
You tell me yours. I've got one too, but you tell me who this Renwick character is.
Right. Well, he's a local lumberjack.
Hello,
God. Hey, maybe we're doing one of these true crime podcasts.
That's what I mean. I know who I think it is.
Right. Well, let me go into it for you here. Walter Renwick is the prime suspect. Local lumberjack.
Allegedly.
Prime suspect. Alleged prime
He's
suspect.
allegedly the prime suspect. I'm covering every base.
His chainsaw has been taken away by the police.
That's probably a good idea in any. If this guy's even thought he could be doing that.
It has to be said, for the record, he has said that he completely denies that he was involved in it. But he also said, if the tree was cut down by him, and I quote, I wouldn't be so sad.
Who doesn't like a specific tree?
Yeah.
Oh, that dickhead? Yeah, I'm glad he's gone. Doesn't mean I chopped him down.
Yeah.
But him and the willows have been whispering about me for years.
So he was the prime suspect. They went away, and the police also confiscated and are testing another chainsaw from Planky Mill Farm.
Wow, that sounds...
Walter Renwick and Planky Mill. It probably sounds like Wallace and Grommet.
I know.
Doesn't it?
But this sounds like something that would happen on Wallace and Grommet. All of it. Yeah. I think this is an episode of Wallace. Hold on a second. Am I asleep? Wait a second.
There's been another crime. There's been another tree chopped down, Grommet. Or is he Wallace? I can't remember which one's which.
They don't even know.
And there you go. Like Grommet doesn't know. He's pissed on every tree in the county. He knows what's going on. As always, that wily beagle. I want to say he's a beagle. But there's now a fight back from the great British public. Yeah. There's a woman called Kim Whitehouse. Again, sounds like a busybody from Wallace and Grommet.
Yeah.
Kim Whitehouse has got on, there's change.org. It's one of these petition websites. She's got thousands of people to sign up that whoever is caught for the chopping down this majestic, regal, noble tree, that whoever it actually did it has to, in recompense, plant 10,000 trees.
Wow.
Does that seem fair? Right? Would you go more or less?
Just
there?
anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, some places are easier than others,
You just
right?
see that the guy just does it every day. He walks to the shop and back. It's just this massive forest between his house and the spar.
Just shuffling acorns out your trouser leg.
Honest, officer, that's what I'm doing.
That's what's happening. I'm just paying back the community. One jiggle at a time.
Yeah. Hope they don't catch him wanking in the theater. All right, 10,000 more movies and not good ones this time.
But I looked into it, it said that it was a very famous tree. But it made me think about it. I Googled what are the 10 most famous trees in the world. I'd never heard of any of them.
Wow.
Yeah. But apparently these are all very famous trees. And I felt very, frankly, a bit ashamed that I hadn't put, I mean, I'm not into, let me give you a perspective. I have no interest in motorsport. But I know who Rossi is.
Right.
He's the greatest, motorcycle guy.
Is he?
Yes. I don't know what his first name is. I haven't gone as far as that.
I thought his first name was Rossi.
No, I think it's a surname.
Lil Rossi.
Well, you know what I mean? I could still name one motorbike rider.
Schumacher. He's
a car man.
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
Well, there's still wheels, but
It's okay. You could say that he wouldn't bat an eye at any of these.
No.
That's one from the act, ladies and gentlemen. That's yeah. You see me do that live. Whoa, it takes a while to get to that punchline, but I just gave it there for free. 5 seconds, boom, you there.
Sorry about your tree. That's what Glenn's saying. You've lost a tree, but
surely it should have been Sonny Bono with the tree story and the ski accident. But
yeah, maybe it's revenge for all the times trees have hurt celebs. Huh?
It could be.
Could be. Is it?
Yeah. Well, do you know who I think did it?
Who?
Rebecca Vardy.
Oh, yes.
Rebecca Vardy.
Oh, it so is Rebecca Vardy.
Yes, and it's over the newspapers.
That's right.
It's over the newspapers, and Colleen's they got the second series for the next Netflix doco.
Mm-hmm.
Colleen just she's reading it in the paper now, and now her eyebrows just cocked up. She's like, Wayne, fetch me my solving glasses.
Is that how you think Colleen Rooney
speaks?
speaks?
That is how she speaks at home.
So here's Wayne Rooney's voice. I used to play football like that. He's like that. And you think he's married to Wayne?
Wayne,
bring forth the trumpet of truth.
Get my snooper off the wall.
Take down my ear trumpet.
Get that ear trumpet out of your mouth. I need it.
Yeah, okay, right. Well, it's pretty hardcore. Yeah, well, yeah, quite possibly. I think this Walter Renwick knows more than he's saying.
There's a 16-year-old boy involved too, which is always suspect. That's who got arrested first, and then they let him out on bail. But now Walter Renwick is a suspect too. So
and he's 60. He's a 60-year-old man, but
who doesn't like trees and knows a 16-year-old boy. So there's nothing's adding up there.
Nothing's adding up here. But I think it was the fact that it's a really, really big old tree. It's not easy to fell such a tree, and there's an actual, they put the cut mark in. It was an expert job. Many teenage boys are maelstroms of violent emotional tumult.
Yeah.
Who would? I've absolutely no doubt. Who would take down a tree for shits and giggles? But would they be able to do it in the way that, say, a professional lumberjack would? Such as
Mr. Renwick.
But he's only one of many lumberjacks in the area. I'm not saying he is.
I mean, that's the problem. Because it's not a very tree-filled area. If lumberjack is anywhere close to the hobby that they're claiming it is, I think they probably just were out of trees, and Lee got the last one.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's what it is? It's like
trees. He's hooked on tree cutting. He's all crazy from the sap.
He just wants to hear timber one more time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when his pupils dilate.
That's it. So he just completely glazes over.
He loses himself in the filling.
Just falling backward into the grass. He gazed a gazeless stare of wanton wilderness. That's what I think. I think it's the ghost of David Bowie doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? You go along with that?
Just Colin Rooney. She's in a lab and she's shaking a vial and she's looking at it and goes, "Yep, that's the ghost of Bowie, all right."
There he is. Wayne!
Wayne, get in here. Come see the David Bowie's ghost.
Let's put down that pie and put your sliders on, boy. Get in here. So for those who don't know, if you want to know who we're talking about when it comes to Colleen Rooney and Rebecca Vardy, just Google Wagatha Christie. Wagatha Christie.
Yeah.
That should tell you all you need to know about stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, look, listen, before we go on from this, right? So when I was trying to research this story, I fell down an incredible googly rabbit hole.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. So I googled tree felling scandal, right? Which you think that was going to bring you straight to the Sycamore Gap incident, right? No, Mr. Glenn. Also in this year, there was the Sheffield tree felling scandal. It's another one of Britain's large northern cities. And in that incident, right, bear in mind, I'd never heard this, right, and I'm a news junkie. I'd never heard about the Sheffield tree felling incident, but everybody in the UK has heard about the Sycamore Gap. One tree gone.
Yeah.
So how many trees are going to go in the Sheffield tree felling scandal, Mr. Glenn? What would you say?
1,000.
17,500 trees.
Oh!
Were felled in Sheffield in what was called a long-running saga. A saga that involved elderly residents being arrested in dawn raids.
So they've had breakfast, they've read the paper.
Yeah. They do get up early, the elderly. Yeah.
Just sitting down for lunch at the dawn raid.
Oh, hello, dear.
Come in. You want to? Oh, I'd love to go with you. I would love to do anything. Really?
Oh, no.
Now that all the trees are gone.
There's no chainsaws here, dear. You can have a butter knife, will that do? I would like to move on.
I would too.
I would like to move on to the next bunch of Eejits.
Yes.
So,
peeping over the hill at us.
Locals. This is a two-parter. We wish to catch up with some of the ongoings of Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Britain has been actively involved in supporting the Ukrainians in their fight against the genocidal war. They've been training a lot of British soldiers in Kent, but there's been a bit of an incident with the locals. The British Army's trained something like 17,000 Ukrainians to fight in the front line at an army camp in a place called Lydd in Kent. But some of the locals have been shocked to discover that training soldiers to fight in frontline combat situations involves noise.
Yeah.
Yep.
It always has.
Yep. War's pretty noisy. I mean, people go, well, not cat burglars or, trained assassins. They fart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not completely silent.
No. They have lives outside of it too.
Yes, that's genuinely what's been happening. People have been complaining about the noise from Lydd.
Wow.
So the British Army, you can bear in mind it's an actual war going on, and the camp commander has bowed to the locals' concerns about the noise and has reduced the training schedule by 30% to lower the noise. Some people have complained that the army are training as late as 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Yeah, to be honest, they're
And
onto
most wars close by 8,
Well,
unless it's the weekend, and then they're allowed to stay up until 11.
Yeah, there's late weekend warfare,
Yeah.
but, most of the time it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, you shut it down.
It's supermarket rules. Right? If you can't shop, you can't drop. That's how it is. Yeah, this is in Lid. It's so great. I looked at newspapers. By the way, this army camp isn't like a pop-up army camp. People haven't been living their best lives, and next thing, there's a brand new army camp. The army camp's been there for 150 years. So you have not bought your house and moved. You haven't bought your home and an army camp's moved in next door to you.
Have you checked that's true? This sounds like old people complaining.
No, the old people are all right. There's an old lady called June.
Yes, that is an old lady.
That's an old lady, confirmed. We don't need to actually, test her. June, we totally believe that you're an old lady. Good old June, she lives right next door to the camp for 35 years, and she said, well, I don't see anything wrong with it. How are you supposed to train these boys to go fight? It's only a bit of noise. So good for you, June.
She's been profoundly deaf for 10 years, but...
But free. She's democratically deaf. I mean, it's fair enough. She knows that the price of freedom is... What?
Speak up!
Yeah, get that ear trumpet of freedom down from the wall.
Wayne, bring me my listening trumpet.
But on the other side, because they had a town hall meeting, it's like The Simpsons. They had Alan, 63. That's another great tradition, great British tabloid tradition. Everybody is aged.
Yeah, you have to know.
You have to know. Apparently, you have to know. Alan's 63 said, "I say, close it." The sound, the bass, I think he means. It's murder. I hate living here, but the trouble is, we rent. What? What are you talking about, Alan? 63. Surely
That's easier to get out of.
Surely the whole point of renting is that, the only upside is that, every month you're spunking away your fucking life savings, but that you can, if an army base pops up beside you, fuck off.
Yeah. I was in a coma for 3 years, and they rented me this place. I managed to wake up to find that there's an army base here. Well, I don't like it.
You can imagine how disappointed I was when I woke up from me coma after losing that fight to the sausage roll. I woke up to find it. I hadn't been woken up by true love's kiss. By that I mean by a dog. I hadn't been kissed to wake back to consciousness by a dog.
I hope that's not what happened.
No. I've been woken up by men training to free the country from a genocidal maniac.
I'm trying to have a coma over here.
Yeah. I'm renting. I can never leave. I don't think he understands what rent is. I think he's got the word rent and slavery confused. You're not literally tied to the land like a serf. You can leave. You can leave, Steve. Or Alan, in this case.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's the thing, too. It's like, and in the same breath, they'll be complaining about refugees.
Yeah.
Well, where do you think the refugees are?
Yeah.
These are the perfect refugees in that they don't want to come here. They just want to see how this bang bang works, and then we'll go sort it out.
And super leave. They want to leave.
Yeah.
They've come to leave.
Yeah. Yeah, and if Alan would just get to know some of them, he'd realize that he has nothing in common with them. Alan would not fight for this nor any other country. Alan
He'd fight for sausage rolls, dogs.
He's drifting off into another diabetic coma as we speak.
Alan, just give him a chance. That's what I say. Look, I'm sure, apparently some of the locals said that the bombs, the live ammunition and bombs do rattle their windows. But that just means that they're good bombs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
These are, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not on the base. They're not using him as training practice.
They should.
They're not, though. They're not. Mind you, big fat English dude and a Russian conscript.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. It's a who wants to be there less fight.
Hold on a bit, yeah. The only battle I want to be in is for the sausage rolls against the plastic chairs in a foreign town centre. That's what these men are born to fight. I want to fight a plastic chair which has Segresh on it. I want to throw Portuguese beer furniture around. Do you know what I mean? If the enemy comes to this country, that's where I'll be. Alan's 63, top of the White Cliffs of Dover, throwing plastic chairs down on them. Have some of it. Have it. Bring up the sausage rolls.
Some of my rations.
Oh yeah. And then you make they scale all the way to the top of the White Cliffs of Dover, which, by the way, looks like chalk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the reason why it exists.
I pretend it's a giant white chair. The white chair of Dover.
That's how you know that England's God's country. Right? Because God obviously loves snooker. Right? And he's created White Cliffs of Dover so he can have a little chalk on his cue before beating, James Watner.
Yeah.
Or whoever's the up and comer these days. Alan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Madness.
I know.
But here we are. But I do admire your passion, Alan, for keeping hearth and home together.
Yeah.
And noise is annoying. There's no denying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You have every right to complain, and I'm glad you used it, but just think about what the Ukrainians are fighting against.
Yeah. They're not dealing with noise issues.
No.
No.
And speaking of of Ukraine and Russia, as we were on hiatus, we almost had to break into hiatus for this one.
Yeah. We had summertime.
Yeah.
I think we've got a couple of stories now, ladies and gentlemen, that while we were on hiatus during the summer, when these popped up in the news, we were like, God, fuck.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. Sorry for swearing, Mr. Glenn.
That's all right, Mr. Maxwell.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah. Wow, golly gee.
Share with them.
Yeah. Prigozhin.
Yevgeny Prigozhin.
Yeah. He,
German, or I should say Russian warlord.
Yeah. The Wagner group's head. The man that tried to have a coup against Putin and called it off right at the last minute. Mm-hmm. Unbelievably almost. Died in a horrible accident.
Yeah.
He actually got he was flying in his plane and it actually took on a missile. This is a freak accident.
So unfortunate. So unlucky to be flying through the sky after failing to overthrow a murderous dictator.
Yeah.
That you know is murderous dictator because you've been doing the murdering for him.
Yeah, you know where the orders came from. So to just sort of fly your balls out the window over his country too. It wasn't like he was flying over somebody else's country, and that would not have mattered. We know Putin has killed people outside of Russia, so to just like, yeah, he'll be fine with this. And I don't know what sort of gambling debts his friends had, but they all got on the flight with him.
Yeah, he carried out half a coup. And that's not how coups work. There's some things in this world that are either all or nothing. Coups, you can't be half pregnant.
No.
Either you're pregnant or you're not pregnant, right? And that's the same with coups. If you launch a coup, you've got to kill the king.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have you don't have a long talk with the king.
Yeah, you don't get halfway through the king's castle and you know, all right, how about that? Huh?
Walking out. Well, I think he heard me. I think he's going to change his ways.
I think this listening mission has worked.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was scared. He was scared in there. When I walked out the door, he was laughing with fear. Yeah. Yeah, message received.
So,
yeah.
the latest thing from this, so Yevgeny Prigozhin, very dead as a doornail, and all the other top thugs in their international criminal circuit.
Some of the ugliest people in the world too. I don't know if you've seen pictures of them, but it was really like there was a contest going on, and that's how they met.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never seen Yevgeny Primakov, he looks like a half-chewed butt plug.
And then you've got the guy that they named the Wagner group after.
Utkin, yeah.
He looks like he's the one who chewed that butt plug.
Yeah, he was the one that actually had literally Nazi tattoos on his neck.
Yeah, and that made him more attractive. That's how ugly he was.
Yeah, he went from, oh no, to, oh, maybe he's misunderstood. Yeah, he's a rotten individual. But so, what's happened since Prigozhin and the rest of them died in the plane crash under mysterious circumstances, his empire, Prigozhin's criminal empire,
Yeah.
has been inherited by his 25-year-old playboy son, Pavel.
Ah.
Yeah, and Pavel is going to inherit 100 million, 5 mansions, 9 companies, and all his dad's air miles.
Does he get the extra 2 that his dad took from jet to ground?
Oh yeah, apparently you get double points for plummeting. You know, you shouldn't laugh at the death of others. But if they are a warlord,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and then, but there's more. There's in the will. It's if so Pavel, the 25-year-old, is going to take over, and if he dies, Pavel's son is going to take over the empire. And you're going, hang on. If Pavel's like, you know, then how cute will it? A 4-year-old war criminal. Oh, his only crime was stealing our hearts. Oh, you little scamp.
Dressed up like in a little general's, like a toddler little general. You know, like when you dress them like sailors, except it's a
warlord.
It's a warlord.
Oh, little war.
Oh, he's got his little beret on.
Just picking him up. Who's it got a crazy, misguided sense of Russian supremacy? Who has?
Yeah.
You have, you little scamp.
Oh, does anybody know where I can get a little tiny sledgehammer?
Oh, yeah. That he can just practice.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just banging away. Oh, hey, who you
Just
killing?
hitting a Mr. Potato Head with it. Just,
Yeah.
getting them. It's like working the longbow. You actually have to start at that age.
have to learn.
You're not going to be able to pull it back.
Who tried to retreat from the battlefield? Oh, you little scamp. It's unbelievable. And then, but there was also the mansion that the son Pavel has inherited is the one that was all over the news around the time of the coup, when the FSB, the Russian security service, raided Prigozhin's mansion. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it was mental. It was all gold. Everything was gold. What is it about warlords, dictators? They always have the shittest taste in interior design.
Well, I mean, if they were really good at it, maybe that's just the field they would have gone into. And maybe that's with every time you meet an interior designer, you should respect them. Because if they weren't doing that, they would be selling arms to...
They are. They're, in many ways, if you've ever encountered an interior designer, they are in many ways a benevolent dictator. Right? You will have this potted plant. Yes, you will. But it seems so huge. It's fitting.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Please. Please. Anything for you. Yeah, he had... do you remember there was Prigozhin? They found a load of gold bars. Classic warlord.
Yeah.
Classic warlord. But then there was loads. There was also a stuffed crocodile.
Wow.
Yeah, it is a emotional support animal. It was, but then I didn't feel supported. I felt betrayed, slighted. So I went, Snappy, it's time for you to die.
Tick tock.
Tick tock.
Tick tock.
You skelly traitor. Who the fuck has a stuffed crocodile?
Yeah.
Stuffed bear? Sure. I mean, because we've all wanted to cuddle a bear, but we know not to.
I don't think, I think if I stuffed a crocodile, I wouldn't leave it flat on the ground like a surfboard. I would put it into a festive pose of some sort. Yeah.
Like an American college sport logo.
Yeah, like doing the old-timey boxing. Yeah.
Him holding a Coors Light in one of his claws. got a stogie on the go.
Yeah.
Top hat at a weird angle.
Oh, I think mouth open to serve hors d'oeuvres with.
Yeah. Now I'm interested. The thing is with Prigozhin, there was also, do you remember that he had all the wigs?
I know why he needed those.
Do you remember the wigs?
No.
He had wigs and all these pictures of him in his incredible disguises. He thought he was a master of disguise. But like I said, he was just like a half-chewed butt plug with a couple of googly eyes attached to it. That's what he looked like. Yeah. And then the wigs were like, you know, every high street has the joke shop wigs, right?
like rainbow afros.
Yes. Yes. You've pulled off looking like an LBGT clown.
In the middle of Africa.
It's mental. But all the wigs, none of them were like, this guy's a billionaire warlord, but he didn't know any interior designers and he didn't know any wig fitters. You know what I mean? It's like you've got a million lads that will smash somebody's head in with a sledgehammer as literally the logo of Vagner. They're proud of it.
Oh yeah.
But they don't know anybody who can pick a wig that suits your bone structure and your complexion and your age. What does that say about warlords, Mr. Glenn?
Yeah. They may not be as cool as you think they are, kids.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he died, they didn't even give him respect of like a fake story. Even Putin was like, no, he's playing good with missile. That's what happened.
Yes, he was fucking around with missile, now dead.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, because like the guy who crashed the lunar module, that scientist, they claimed he ate poisonous mushrooms right after his lunar landing screwed up.
That's right. So
he sprinted into the woods. Yeah, I guess he was disoriented.
Just
and a guy smart enough to get a thing onto the moon, and everybody says he screwed up. Look, if I got anything onto the moon on purpose or by accident, the fact that it crashed would not be the story I would tell. It was like, yeah, you see that?
I'll be honest with you. I've been a father for a very long time. Got 4 kids, and I can't operate a kite. Or more specifically, I can't operate a kite that's been used once before. They are a one-timey fun thing.
They are hard. I've had kite problems too.
Mm.
I don't know if I don't think I put them together probably. But anyway, that's beyond the point. This guy who was smart enough to get something onto the moon had no idea that you couldn't just eat any mushroom you like.
Just couldn't. I mean, everybody has like gaps in their knowledge, but like if you're literally an astrophysicist, engineer, you can put a rocket that gets to the moon. Well, and it got to the moon. It just crashed when it got there because it's Russian shit. Right?
It was probably somebody else's fault. He seems like the one that was like, okay, you get us to the moon, and then don't worry, we'll do rest. And then, but give us this pile of money.
It seems you say that it's going to need a lot of gold in equipment. Have you thought about bronze or maybe brass or lead? We can steal off church roof. Lead and gold are like same.
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 Money.
Yeah, there's no way it was the scientist's fault.
No.
And yet, nevertheless, yeah, he was poisoned.
He had to eat the bad mushrooms. So, yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Well, once again, we say it again. Slava Ukraini, we wish the Ukrainians all the best in fighting these fucking idiots.
Yeah. Hopefully, and could you hurry up, Ukraine? Your story is getting so boring.
God, that's weird. Isn't it? Like, I mean, this counter-offensive taking ages.
I know.
Jeez. Like, how long? It's particularly for people who haven't got a fucking clue how. I mean, how many people know how long a counter-offensive takes?
Yeah.
It's not like it's something you know. If you're waiting for your spicy burger and chips in a chip shop on a Saturday night and it takes an hour, chips and a burger do not take an hour to make.
Yeah.
Right? That's a time you know.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same like if you were a 60-year-old woman and you were making love to your 70-year-old husband and he's still fucking you after 5 hours. You know he's taking Viagra. Right? You know that's not how long, Graham takes. Right? It's not how long a man called Graham or Malcolm or George.
I just got an image of Viagra pumping through Graham's cock. It's not pretty. It's
impressive, but it's not pretty.
Yeah, it looks like a...
It looks like a mighty sycamore plugging a gap in Hadrian's wall.
And who's coming in? It's Rebecca Vardy.
Here she comes to solve the problem. What other Eejits have we got, Mr. Glenn?
This one happened too when we were away. The woman who got a worm in her head. I don't know if you saw this or not, but
no.
Yeah, she was foraging. She's an English woman that lives in Australia,
right?
And she was foraging for wild lettuce, which
is that a thing?
I doubt it is now. Because it's been.
I have to say, I've heard of wild strawberries. I've heard of wild cherries, because they're part of the funk family of vegetables.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck.
But also, right, I've never been in a situation where I was like, well, we're gonna have to cut the lettuce out just for a bit, just till we get back on our feet. There's no, sorry, children, we cannot afford lettuce. But she apparently didn't wash it correctly, and
how many types of washing is there?
Well, I think washing it or not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't like it's one of those half pregnant things, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've washed a leaf or you haven't.
Yeah, and this one had python pee on it, and as we all know, that's where worm larvae lives, and this is how she managed to get a worm into her brain. They reckon she was picking it, and it wasn't even through the ingestion of said leaf. It was through her rubbing her eyes, and then a little worm got into her eye and then grew in her brain. They were very shocked because she was having headaches and silly ideas and
what do you mean silly headaches?
I don't know.
Because I mean that's what I have.
Attacking robins in the morning. I don't know if the brain had the worm had taken control or
the worm had turned.
The worm turned.
And this is where?
This was in Australia, but it was an English woman, and it's
just an Aussie worm behind your eye. We again, Catherine. Well, probably get some salad from supermarket. Nah, mate. We're gonna suck some piss and watch Rugby League for the rest of the day, Karen. But I think the grand final's just been over. Didn't the Panthers win again for an unprecedented 3 seasons? Shut up, Karen. I'm the character that knows about rugby league here. We're going to watch repeats. We're going to watch as much rugby league as we can gorge yourself on while drinking fucking local lager.
Yeah, but first, we're going to go in the backyard and line some dirt. You're going to ingest it through your mouth until it processes through our bodies.
Yeah, there's good stuff in that dirt, you know. You want to stop eating that disgusting lettuce. You know, my favourite. Do you know where you need to live? You don't need to live in that beautiful 4-bedroom house on the bay.
Nah, mate.
Nah. You need to live under that old slab of concrete at the end of the gap.
That's right, Catherine. Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Get under there. Get your misguided 36-year-old ass underneath that boulder, that rock. Nice and damp. Say hello to the spiders and the woodlice and all the other fellas. I'm back, boys. Now I'm big and I'm a girl. I can do anything I want now. We can go for a drive.
All right, Worms, get in me car.
Go on, boys. It's time to get down to bait shop and liberate the fellas.
We're going to go get Arthur, Clemsy.
We're gonna get Steve-O, Derek, and Fat Derek. Get all the fellas. Gonna show that creepy old fucker who runs a tackle shop who's boss. just a naked woman in a tackle shop fighting around.
Grabbing worms and running out handfuls of worms and putting them in her backyard.
What am I supposed to do, worm brain? There's 20 of them, 20 cops outside. Chop yourself in half, love. And then again and again.
We'll make an army.
We'll make an army of worms. What are you watching? I thought I'm watching TV. Shut up, we're in charge. The only good TV show's The Wiggles. Yeah, they get it. They get what's going
I
on.
feel this music deep into my midsection.
There's worms and all the worm brains watching The Wiggles. Loving it. And then they put on a deeply offensive song. There's a worm at the bottom of my garden. What?
Yeah, that's our word.
That's our garden. We're not in the end of gardens anymore. We're living at 42 Acacia Avenue. In the inner suburbs. Read and weep, hipsters. There's worms sitting out there with sunbathing while birds nervously fly past.
With the BB gun. Take it, you fucking, you mongrel. You bloody galah. Yeah, it was a galah.
It was an actual glass. That's the one. Yeah, keep on moving, you feathery fuck.
That's the name of the novel. The Worm Has Turned.
I thought you meant keep on moving, you feathery fuck. And that's this week's bumper sticker.
Keep on moving, you feathery fuck. That sounded like a furniture commercial. I think that'll be the sting, just out of that. Keep on moving, you feathery fuck. All right.
Well, is she all right now? Is she?
Yeah, they got it out. But
Oh.
I don't know where the worm has gone.
fucking back to where we've come from. Once you've lived the high life, once you've drank champagne, you don't have to go back to fucking Carver. Even his indigenous South Australian Carver. I don't want it. Fucking sparkling white wine. I want the stuff all the way from fucking France. Jeez, you know, you're pretty mean-spirited for
Just
a
got the worm in a little plastic case for the criminally insane.
That's the ultimate maximum security prison for a medieval worm is a former cigar case. He'll never escape. It's like Zod. Frozen, flying through space forever. I'll see you again! I don't know why you had a hand up. Ain't got a hand.
It was his
The
tail.
worm.
It was his tail.
Well-
Just looked like his hand.
Let's finish on this one because this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is another one of the stories of the summer in Summer Roundup. Bum 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 bum,
Dun,
Summer
dun.
Roundup. Bum 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 bum.
Looking
Summer
back
Roundup.
at that
Look
crazy
crazy
summer.
summertime.
Legs up.
Just me and the guys driving in the car, getting away from the worm emperor, doing what we can night and day.
Robbing banks the old-fashioned way with a shotgun.
It is the old-fashioned way, isn't it? Oh, it is. And passing notes as well.
Yeah, it'd probably really warm a bank teller's heart if you did that. Like, pass a note, shotgun, and say she's of a certain age. She's like, oh,
I remember.
you guys don't know the half of this, but this is taking me way back. Thank you so much.
you.
You want it in big bills? That's all.
Do we all have to get on the ground? Or we're going old school with this one? So this story, ridiculous. I mean, it just so much of this is fucking lunacy. So this summer, the major sporting event was the
Women's World Cup.
Women's World Cup
Loved it.
from
I really enjoyed
from
it.
Australia.
Yeah.
From Australia and New Zealand,
Mm-hmm.
and Spain won.
It did.
Spain absolute and
Broke our hearts here in Blighty.
here in losing the Women's World Cup was like losing 11 trees.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring it back there. Sorry to bring you back to the hurt. But but that
Ian
was
Smart has still not recovered.
balance. I've never been right since. Can't look at a dog. Dog can't look at me. Oh, look at each other in the eye. So close. It's like 1966 all over again. Anyway, so it's Spain win. Look, there it is. It was a good game.
Yeah.
But and that should have been the main part of the news story.
Yeah.
Spain have won the Women's World Cup. That should have been the news story. But a man called Luis Rubiales?
Yeah.
Luis Rubiales is the head, or was the head, of the Spanish Football Federation, Football Association, I should say. And he just made him just a proper epic fucking arsehole of himself.
Yeah.
Even before the major incident happened, when Spain won, he's up in the VIP box. So he's not in the end terraces. You're not at Stoke-on-Trent, right? This isn't lower league English football here. You're the president of your local national association, and he's standing up grabbing his cock and just going, did you see that?
No.
He was like, hey, the full on, ooh, hey, ooh, this sort of,
Yeah.
literally, ay. It's time to let the bull into the field. This sort of shit, right? But he's doing this. Then it's time when, it's the actual trophy presented. If you've never watched football, the losing team get their medals, the winning team get their medals, and then the trophy is presented by a dignitary, some bigwig, to the captain of the winning team. Pretty straightforward. And they're getting their medals. And one of the star players of the Spanish team, Jenny Hermoso, she's getting her medal. She goes along, and he bear hugs her.
Yeah.
Live on TV. And then grabs her by this, like, you know the way in, what's his name? Always swears. He's an English TV chef. He's got a very crenulated forehead.
Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay. You know the way he grabs people by the head and puts her bread either side and asks them what they are, and they've got to tell him that they're an idiot sandwich?
Yeah.
That level of grabbing another human's
And I would be a headbutt if he ever asked me that. I'm a headbutt sandwich.
I am a knock your expensive teeth down your throat sandwich. I'm not being humiliated over a bit of dinner. Right? It's only dinner.
Where did you get bread from? There's a fucking kid. That's a high class kitchen. You got 2 loaves of bread. You wrote this bit earlier, so even whatever I've done, I don't even think it was that bad. You just wanted to do your little sandwich bit.
A little bit, maybe there's a little bit too much capers, But really, I mean, the fish, the texture of the fish is perfect. I've grilled it to perfection.
And it's TV, you cunt. No one can taste it.
Yeah, it's not taste-o-vision. Anyway, so this is to give you an idea of the force. So he grabs Jenny Hermoso by the head, like there, and plants one right on her lips.
Yeah.
Like, that is sort of like 2 a.m. rugby player leaving nightclub on tour.
Yeah.
Behaviour of rugby player on rugby player.
Yeah.
And more specifically forwards. There's some serious.
Oh, is that what it happens?
Some serious.
That's
why it's.
That's the culture.
That's why it's called. You're very forward.
And where do the hookers come in?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're locked in a figure of it. Anyway, but yeah, and there was obviously astonished, and he went, well, it was mutual and consensual, but. Yeah, she had already been on Instagram going, I didn't like it.
Yeah. If you're going to run with that story, you'd want it so no one else knew who the other person was. Like, if you had like a random picture and people are like, well, you seem to be for... No, that was consensual, but the woman's gone into the night, so we can never corroborate. You've done that at the wrong time. That lie is not going to fly. She's findable.
Yeah, she is. She is. Yeah, I mean,
she had her name on the back and a number that corroborated, so it wasn't just any Hermoso. It was very easy. They hired a private investigator. He looked into it, and he's like, I think I know who she is.
I think we can hire maybe a public investigator for this one. I don't think this needs to be private. This is a stadium. With maybe 50,000 people.
Yeah, they made a quick announcement over the Mr. Hermoso, if you could report to the world press, would like to talk to you.
Is there anybody who possibly was maybe one of the 22 people who has played on the beach in the last 90 minutes? Specifically somebody who was Spanish, the Spanish name, dressed in a Spanish jersey, who was maybe being forcibly and creepily kissed.
A furrowed brow and a trophy in her hand. Could anybody see her?
Is anybody called Jenny Hermoso who personally is holding a trophy but also going, ooh, yeah, I've been kissed by this weird, creepy bald guy.
Has anybody been at the fountain for an extremely long time, trying to wash their tongue?
Oh, we can see you to talk to you about a very elder mother. The most amazing part in this story. That's my final bit, and this is like a crowning bit of... This is just such a gem when I heard this. I mean, this is just ridiculous. The guy's a fucking dinosaur. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
But it's not. But he... the bit that brings this story into Eejits of the world is there was outcry from the Spanish government, from literally the Prime Minister and all sorts of Minister of Sport and all the rest of it, and other senior executives.
And every cool person in the world.
Yeah. for him to resign.
Yeah.
Right? He holds a press conference and says that he refuses to resign. It's essentially so political correctness gone mad. Right? But the real Eejits of the world, this is a ripe cherry from the Eejits of the world tree. His mother decides to go on hunger strike in a church. Did you know that? Fucking great. She went on hunger strike for 2 days, and there was genuinely sections of the ultra-Catholic far right in Spain were like, that is what I admire. She is a true Catholic. Yeah. She is starving herself. She is such a devout Catholic. She's taking communion every 20 minutes. Yeah. That's what we said. That's how you show the dedication that although she is on an anger strike, she is also taking the wafer, the blood and body of Christ every 20 to 15 minutes.
Well, you know what I think.
Oh man!
And I think this should be the end of the first episode of series 2. I think he in no way wanted to do that, and he was standing up there, and he's like, "I don't want to do this. I don't," and just from inside his head, "Go on, mate.
Go on.
Grab him by the fucking head.
Kiss her. Kiss her. It's time for me to move into another body, mate. You're old and you're bald. You're a sporting bureaucrat.
You're starting to look like me."
I think I've been inside you too long, Louise. I need to be inside a world champion.
I want to play in the next World Cup.
You better believe
Get your eyes close to her eyes as you possibly can, and then you'll be out of this, and you can go do what you want.
How do I get from eye to eye? How do I get that close? One my eye, human eye to another. Pretend you're kissing her, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Get eyeball to eyeball. Oh man. Well, Louise, wherever you are now, hopefully you've learned how to fucking live in the world.
Yeah. Without your brainworm. Be free, man.
Free. Be free.
Go do what you've always wanted.
Just all you got to do, Louise, is imagine. Is that what you'd want in your moment of personal triumph? To have somebody you don't fancy grab you by the head and kiss you? Is that what you'd like?
Turns out it was.
Okay, all right. We've told Louise nothing. Right.
Yeah, we don't know the guy, but I don't think there's anything he's not into. Folks, I think that's the end of episode 1. Thank you so much for tuning in again. And if you're watching this and seeing this with your eyes, how lucky are you? And if you're not, you're cool too.
Yeah. So this is the first ever sea hearing for episode.
Sounds like something that happens to disgraced sea captains. Sure does. All right, Wayne, you're going to have a sea hearing over this one. Now, we're going to close the door and you finish what you're doing in there, but just know this ain't the end of it.
We know how you got the barnacles off the hull, son. We don't approve. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy Eejits of the World in audio format, it's in all wherever people get their podcasts, and it is available every Wednesday morning.
And every Saturday on YouTube.
Every Saturday on YouTube from henceforth. Thank you, all the Eejits who have been this week. You've made mistakes, but you know what? So we make mistakes, don't we?
Every day.
That's right. That's why we're the Eejits of the world.
Yeah.
We are not looking down upon you. We are looking across at you on the same plane of existence.
And I'm being operated by a worm. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I am.
This has been a Pod People production.
A Pod People production.
Pod People production.
Pod People.
In collaboration with